Hey YouTubers, so this is a beech tree that I had to remove from a client's garden. She didn't want it in there. She said cut it off and just treat it with a pesticide, and I said yeah, all right. Well, I didn't. I dug it up. And then I cut it from there, and then I cut some of the roots down, cut the taproot off. It wasn't very long actually, the taproot. But yeah, I've never had a beech to bonsai, so I'm going to get it home and see what we can do. So I've got a home, YouTubers, and I've planted her in some Jack's Magic all-purpose compost, and that'll do for over the winter. Yeah, I'm not really that. Beech are quite hardy trees, in my opinion. I've hacked a lot of beech up, and beech hedges I'm talking about. I've hacked them up and they come back bigger and better every time. So I'm gonna wire that down nearer that branch like that, and then I'm gonna wire these two branches over like that. Now I've got a branch here which I might do about, but I don't know what's going to be my front. What's going to be the nicest bit of the tree? See, where I've cut that, maybe that's not going to be my front. It will heal over in time, but not made my decision yet. So anyway, let's get a 4mm wire. I believe will do the job. Yeah, I think that will look good like that, with that other one on the bottom bent down and over like that. Yeah, and then cut the branches a bit further back and go from there. So let's start with this more easier branch first. It's not as thick as the bottom one. Now I've got some 4mm, maybe 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 6mm. I don't know, it's quite thick. There it is. Now I got that off my Mugo pine bonsai that I took the wires off, and I knew it would come in handy. I bet that sort of girth of wire is not cheap. But let's zoom you in a little. And you can watch how I hack this tree up. I think something like that. Now I think I'm going to wire onto the further branch. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to wire that on to that branch closer to us, because it's thicker and I think it'll have a bit more stability. And this is a thick wire. You've got to be quite careful not to pull too tight or you damage the bark. But you'll get the knack. You'll get the knack. Sort of just take your time. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go on the furthest branch actually. Yeah, that's what you get. It's split decisions in split seconds. That's how you got to do it. There's no right or wrong way of bonsaiing. That's what I keep telling myself. But apparently there is. There are right and wrong ways of bonsaiing. But I'll find them out on my own. So that's that one done. Now, this other one, the other branch next to it, it is slightly smaller in diameter So I might get away with a 2mm wire with that. It might be pushing it, but I ain't got anything in between because I'm a cheapskate. Now the same process when you're wiring, just to be careful not to wire over the nodes, because in the spring when they want to shoot out, their break off will just get, well, it's just not good, is it? But there we have it. That is a 2mm wire on that second branch there. I'll zoom in a bit more and I will just try and shape that. Now I like to go for the shape where you've got one branch higher and then one a little lower, because you get that great perspective of the two branches, and it's bloody awesome. So now it is time for this big ass branch. Not that one. I think I'm just going to leave that. That one there is the one I want to bend over like that, I think. For now anyway. I think that's what I want to go for. Yeah. I've got that one going like that. Got them other branches done. Don't know what I want to do with them yet, but I don't want to get rid of those just yet. Yeah, let's go with that. So same process as before. You get your 4 or 6mm wire. Might be a 5. Who knows? It's sort of a lucky dip, I guess. So it's come in handy for this tree. I suppose recycling wire is quite good, but when you've got like a 1mm or 2mm, and it's so tricky to remove the wire without damaging new shoots or branches, especially off that weeping willow in the background, you can see. It's just more feasible for me to just use the wire cutters and cut it off, because at least doing it that way, I know I'm not going to damage the branch in the process of trying to unravel it. Another thing, when you try to unravel it, you can damage the bark and at the same time. But I am a firm believer of recycling, don't get me wrong, but for certain trees it's just a no-no for me. So right, that's that sorted. There we go. It's held. It is held. Now we've got some fine tuning to be doing, i.e. some cutbacks, because these branches are too long. We'll start them again, because where this wasn't getting much light, it's like it did alright to start with, but then I want to cut it right back and let it start again, so I get some good ramification going on, you know? Capiche? So now, YouTubers, it is time for the fine tuning. Now, you just want to take a step back and have a look at the tree and go, yeah, that needs to come off. That needs to come off. Because it all needs to look in proportion. But as I keep saying, there's no right or wrong way of bonsaiing per se. But this is my top, and I'm not happy with all that on the top. I don't want it to be any bigger than what it is, so I'm gonna get my wire cutters and go pow, just like that, making sure not to get that last branch that's coming off like so. Oh yeah, what a great job. Gizzy Green Fingers has done it again. Yeah. Yeah. He's done it again. He's ballsed it up. He's cut it too close and that is loose. That's going to come off. So yeah, that is how not to cut so close to another branch. But it's not the end of the world. That will grow back next spring. There's a few other branches on there that I want off, and he's one of them. That is in my point of view. I don't want that there. I'll get rid of that. And you just got to try and get your eye in to think, yes, we'll take some more off. Obviously these branches are far too long, so they need a lot of cutbacks. Well, in fact, they need extensive work done to them. You sort of got to compact it all back in, but get that nice branch structure going, and then see what happens in the spring. That's sort of what I'm going for. It's a free tree at the end of the day. Didn't have to pay anything for this. It was going to be destroyed. I've given it a new lease of life, so there's no right or wrong way to bonsai it. Now I cut that off like that, just so that looks in proportion with a new branch. Do you get me? But yeah, with a bit more time to think about this, a few more bending maneuvers, we can get this looking not a bad looking tree, I think, for a couple of years. They say it's all about branch selection. Once you got your main branches, then you just let ramification take its course. But yeah, she's not looking too bad at the moment. A few more bits of fine tuning and we'll be there. So we're there. We are there. That's all I'm going to do to this beech tree for now. I've got a few branches there that I've just left on because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I probably might get rid of it, who knows. But we got these other little ones growing, which I probably will do something with. But yeah, we've got our shape going. So yeah, pretty pleased with how it's looking. Early days. But beech do grow quite fast, so hopefully by spring I'll see loads of new shoots and go from there. But if you've enjoyed watching this, then please don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Gizzy Green Fingers. Ta-da.